So you have released your second album, Divine Intervention. How would you describe this album in respect to your first? I know we kind of touched off a little bit that it is kind of different. So how would you how would you describe that?
I love this. Again, there's a lot more upbeat tracks on this album.
Mm.
Again, it kind of derives, like there's a song on it called Shadow, and that talks about kind of diving into your shadow and your light aspects of self, and the kind of the battle between the ego and the heart, and again, processing the eating disorder and things like that. So that song was heavily inspired by that. There's other music as well related to a breakup, and there's, again, it's just kind of themes of spirituality. There's a song on there called "There's No Shadows in Heaven," another one called "Afterlife." So again, if anyone hadn't guessed, I was like exploring death. And this is the thing, I suppose, even going back to the funerals, it make me appreciate life. But there's one song as well on it that was particularly as well inspired by a friend of mine that's sick. And we had a conversation about, you never expect at such a young age to become unwell, but it makes you appreciate your life. It makes you realize, actually, we have to go for these things while we're young, because you never know with life. And yeah, I was totally touched by that. And that song's called Dreams. So a lot of people might listen to that and think, that's about an album, where do dreams go when the love dies? But it's not at all. It's about that conversation with that friend and realizing that we have to, what happens to our dreams if we don't pursue them? Do they just die with us, or did they? Yeah, so it's really kind of an emotional one for me. Even to perform it still, like, I quite emotional, because I wrote it Christmas Day. It wasn't meant to be on the album at all, and it was that kind of a song that it just poured out of me. And yeah, I think, again, this album is kind of like, this song as well called Divine Intervention, which happens to be the name of the album as well. And it's almost like a ripple effect of all these different little aspects and events that happened that felt like divine interventions for me in that moment. And yeah.
Okay, wow. That's absolutely incredible. And it's nice as well that you really take in what goes on around you and what happens to you and what happens to others around you, and I think you process it in a really beautiful way, and I think that really shows in the album as well. And having that kind of context again, because I've listened to the album as well, of course, and it's, yeah, you're right in particular with that Dreams album. I would never have clocked that was about, but it is, yeah, it is exactly that.
Yeah.
It's really, really, really beautiful. I'm trying to get emotional.